welcome back. It's day 2. I'm Suzanne Todd coming to you with Jess. We're going to be walking you through day 2 of the Fab Clique sew along. We're featuring the Petite Stitchery PSILY Pattern. And today I'm going to be showing you how to print from your home computer, put it together, cut it out. That's how I do mine. Jess is going to be showing you how to work the projector. I'm excited to see that. I've never used a projector. Excited to see how it works. So stay with us. We're going to go over to my computer. I'm going to get you started. So let's start our patterns. Okay, I am at my computer now. First thing you need to know, I use a Mac computer. I use a desktop because I like a nice big picture to look at. So if you're using a PC and Windows, that's fine too. Just might look a little bit different to you. I have downloaded my pattern straight off the website, and it has opened in Adobe Reader. If you don't have Adobe Reader, you will need it. It's a free download. It's easy to get and really great to work with. All the PDF patterns will open in Adobe Reader. Best feature on here, right here, is your layering function. Have you ever wondered, I don't want to see all those sizes, or maybe I'll just print the big one at a print shop? Well, I did that too. But I didn't like all those lines. I couldn't tell what was my size and what wasn't. So that's when I moved to home printing. Because of this layering function. Right here, I know that I am only going to print the small and the medium. I'm not sure if I might need to grade a little bit, so I like to have both. So I have deselected all of the things that I do not need. Kept this one right here. It's pretty clear, must print, so I better keep it, right? So there we are. I want to show you on page 4, there's some printing specific pattern sizes guidelines here. First off, there it is right there. Do not deselect the must print box. All right, and then this big piece here, this is your pattern layout. This is what it's going to look like once they're all printed out. We've taped them together. Don't be intimidated. I'm going to walk you through all of that too. Little more information here based on your size and the pieces you're making as far as pattern pieces that you'll need to print. Click on the print icon, pages. I know I'm not printing that many. I would type directly in the pages that I need to make. I don't like to print the stuff that I don't need. I'm making the dress with the V-neck, so I'm not going to print the cowl. I'm not going to print the band for the top. I just don't need them. Custom scale at 100%. Orientation at auto, click print, and they go to your home printer. So easy. Couple of quick tips on printing though, just that I have found over time. I only like to print about 10 pages at a time, only because occasionally they will back up in your tray and the piece that's coming out might bump against the ones already sitting there. Sometimes it might cause it to distort a little bit or move a little bit on you. So I just find it's easier to print about 10, pick them up out of the tray, print 10 more. The other piece to that, you're going to have about somewhere in the pattern, I don't know exactly what page it prints out on mine, you're going to have a 1-inch square that's going to print out. Be sure you measure that 1-inch square with some sort of ruler. I use a clear ruler. I've found that tape measures are great for a lot of things, but not for this. They can stretch over time, and they could possibly be just a hair off, and you'll think you're right or you'll think you're wrong when you really weren't. A clear ruler, similar to one that you would use in quilting, really works well. I find you just lay it on top of the 1-inch square, be sure it measures all 4 sides, good to go. All right, we have printed our pattern now. I'm going to collect mine from the printer and meet you over at my cutting table. We'll tape it together, start cutting, and get ready to sew. Hi everybody, thanks for joining me over at my cutting table. At this point, you should have printed your pattern out. You'll have a whole big stack of papers. We'll get them all organized, don't worry. Hope you enjoyed everything on the computer and that you understood everything. If you have any questions about Adobe, about layering, anything along that, just write it on the sew along page. Jess and I'll be happy to answer them and get you going. Don't want you to have any questions or anything to hold you back from making this great pattern. A couple of things about Petite Stitchery and Company. Their pattern pieces will line up vertically. Some companies line them up horizontally, some go vertically. It's the same thing, it's not a big deal. So in this case, I have page 32, 33, I would have 34, 35 on down the line. I've looked at the pattern and I've seen the page layout. I know that 41 goes right next to 32. It's easy as can be. Everything is right there for you. And so I'm going to go right here with page 42, line it up. Now on these, I could trim this top part and have a nice little trimless page, but I'm not going to. That takes way too much time. Do you know how many pages I printed out? Way too much time. Anyway, I use thin copy paper. I sew most every day, so I print a lot of patterns. So I buy the cheap stuff and it works even better. I can actually kind of see through it a little bit with enough light on it. So I'm going to line up this top black line with this bottom line underneath, same line. The circle kind of helps me know that I'm there. There's one everywhere. I like to also look and be sure my pattern cutting lines line up here. I'm close over here. Another quick tip on these, if you get to some and you think, goodness, this just doesn't line up, more than likely you've got something way up here that has gotten crooked and is off a little bit, and over time it's just trickled down. So try to keep them as straight as you can. You don't need a ruler or anything, just do your best. Got it like that? I would then just simply put my tape on. Done. That easy. Cut it out. And it looks something like this. So I'd be ready to cut. Also, I've been asked about these. These are just magnets from any home improvement store that you have in your area. I have a piece of galvanized steel directly underneath my cutting mat. I use a rotary cutter to cut all my patterns out, so I always have this big cutting mat available on my table. I can literally lay my fabric out, put the pattern on top, drop a couple magnets on it, and it's not going anywhere. They're fantastic. No more pinning all these pieces together. Now's the time we're going to get all of our beautiful fabric from the Fab Clique out and start cutting. So if you'll go ahead, get all your pattern printed, taped together, cut, lay your fabric out, get your fabric cut, join us back tomorrow because we're going to start sewing tomorrow. I can't wait. That's the fun part. This is all the mundane work. I like the fun part. Tomorrow we'll begin, so hope you'll join us. Take it away, Jess. She's going to show us how to work with a projector. Let us know what you think. Remember to write in with questions. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Alrighty, folks. Time to cut out our fabric. We have already selected the sizes we are going to use. I have two sizes pulled up here because my bust and waist and hips are not the same size. So I grade between a few different sizes, but I'm not going to bother grading the hips out on this. Grading the waist out will be plenty, but I am going to grade out my waist just a bit from my bust so that things fit nicely, because that's the perks of sewing your own clothes, is that you can adjust it to fit you the way you want it to fit. So this is the fabric that I have chosen to use for this sew along. Isn't it lovely? It's like this fluffy sweater knit. This is the taupe color, and I believe Suzanne is using the same fabric in a different colorway. And I think there's a third colorway on the website. And we'll make sure to link that for you so you can get that if you want to twin, because we love twinning with people who love to twin. Okay, so I already have this folded over. I've got my file already pulled up, checked out, and I'm just going to cut this out. I'm not going to do every single piece on camera for you because that could be kind of boring. So we're just gonna fast forward through this. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. We've got everything cut out. I know I said I was gonna record it and just fast forward through it, but I forgot to hit the record button. Instead I hit pause. So I did not get to record and fast forward through all the cutting out, but I'm sure you know how to do that. And if you have any questions, we're happy to go over that with you, of course. And there's instructions in the tutorial also about cutting out, tips and tricks and stuff like that. So no worries, you've got this. If you need help, we're here for you. So I've got all my pieces. Tomorrow we'll start sewing. So sorry, it's really late here. I had to wait until my kids went to bed to use my projector. So we hope to see you back tomorrow. I hope you have a great night, and we will see you then.